Myles Garrett, the reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year, wrote a letter, posted it on social media about how, hey, man, I didn't get in the NFL to go to Canton, Ohio and be a Hall of Fame player. I joined this to win Super Bowls and play and chase championships. I think that's kind of convenient to say at this point because, he does look like he's certainly going to be a Hall of Fame football player, so he's got that wrapped up. And now with whatever's left of his career as a peak pass rusher and defender, he wants to spend it chasing championships. What's interesting is he doesn't think he can do it in Cleveland because look at the Washington Commanders. Look at, you can turn a team around in 1 year if the chips fall your way. But obviously they got the Deshaun Watson thing hanging over their head. Anyway, do you blame Myles Garrett for wanting out of Cleveland?
No, I really don't. And I actually believe if you're the Browns and in the heart of hearts, we are more than just a quarterback away or a couple of pieces. I believe he has to become your Herschel Walker. He is your most bankable, reliable commodity that could bring multiple high draft choices and maybe a starter. Cleveland has to be honest with themselves. They are a long ways away from being a contender, right? So, look, Myles Garrett is headed to the Canton. He's got a gold jacket waiting for him. But now he's on the second half of his career, and he's thinking, I want to put some jewelry on my finger. I want to play some meaningful games in mid-January and beyond. So there are times when a divorce actually benefits both sides. I mean, let's go back to the Herschel Walker trade. Jimmy Johnson looked and he said, oh, my God, we're terrible. So I could either draft my way, and it's a 5-year process, or if I trade Herschel Walker to the Vikings and I get all of this in draft choices, I could expedite that process. Well, I would have made that trade. Even in hindsight, it looks even better. If you're the Browns, you have to understand one thing. If you keep Myles Garrett, who is still an elite player, are you really guaranteed to win 7, 8, 9 games next year?
No, you're not. So that moves us to the next question. Who should target Myles Garrett? And I think there's one team in particular, the Buffalo Bills, who should go after Myles Garrett. Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, they have Josh Allen in peak playing condition right now, and they have to win a Super Bowl in the next year or two, or Sean McDermott and everybody that runs that organization will potentially have wasted this peak performance play from Josh Allen. They need a superstar playmaker on the other side, no different than they had Jim Kelly at quarterback and they had Bruce Smith and Cornelius Bennett on the other side. They had Thurman Thomas. Josh Allen's out there basically all by himself, the lone superstar. They need a playmaker on the defensive side of the ball. If I were them, I would give up 2 first-round picks. And
not bad. You pair him with Greg Rousseau. That's a dynamic duo up front. I have another team, though. And again, I'd have to look at the salary cap situation and the health of this guy that was knocked out last year that was on his way to winning defensive MVP. Detroit Lions. You want to talk about a team that has some capital, that has a lot of quality players. They're going to draft relatively late. And again, Hutchinson is still a guy. If he's 95% of what we thought he was going to be, he's still elite. Maybe they feel, okay, get him and Aleem McNeil healthy. We don't need upfront help. But Buffalo sounds good, but I also think that maybe their main focus is getting a number 1 receiver. But if I'm Detroit and I saw that there was a lack of pass rush that got that defense absolutely shredded by Jaden Daniels, I kind of look at what it's going to cost me because, look, these windows can close very quickly in the National Football League.
Steve, this is why we call you the Korean Cosell and not the Korean Bill Tobin or who's Bill Polian. We don't call you the Korean. Yeah, we don't call you the Korean, general manager. You're not a great general manager. You're a great broadcaster, not a great general manager. Listen, you have Aiden Hutchinson. He's still on his rookie contract, and you're going to sign Myles Garrett.
Well,
hold on, you're going to sign Myles Garrett. Now that could potentially interfere. You're potentially going to interfere with what you'll be able to pay Aiden Hutchinson and what you'll be able to commit to Aiden Hutchinson. I just don't think you just can't have two defensive ends like that. Now, could maybe a Joey Bosa become available and you add him to the Detroit Lions, a guy with an injury history but who still can perform at a high level? Yes. But Myles Garrett, the guy at the top of the profession, when you think Aiden Hutchinson is going to trend to be just the same caliber of player as Myles Garrett, I just don't think you could have them on the same team. This would be like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers saying, "Yeah, we're going to sign John Randall to play alongside Warren Sapp." No, you're not. You're not going to do that.
You said the key phrase, rookie contract. Look, it's not like you're paying each guy $45 million. One guy's on his rookie deal. And I'm just, the pass rush is so valuable today. It's the second most valuable commodity, probably behind throwing the football, is to disrupt the guy.
It's going to be fixed. It's going to be fixed next year with Aiden Hutchinson.
We hope.
You have your solution.
That is.
Why is it a hope? Why are you calling it a hope?
Because we don't know what version of Hutch is coming back. We are making an assumption. Now
You're acting like he's a wide receiver. This is like Tyreek Hill coming off a knee injury or whatever. No, this is a defensive end. He's going to be perfectly fine.
I'm just saying, if I'm Brad Holmes, I'm going to be bold here. I trust Brad Holmes. He knows what he's doing.
Thank God Brad Holmes doesn't trust you. Wait
a minute.
Let me move on.
Gibbs. What are you talking about? Jeez.
Let me move to who the Buffalo Bills should target as a wide receiver. Cooper Kupp. He's on the trading block with the Los Angeles Rams. They're moving on from Cooper Kupp. I still think there's tread on Cooper Kupp's tires, and I think he would be a great fit for Josh Allen in Buffalo. You get Cooper Kupp and you get Myles Garrett, and now you got something that you can carry into Arrowhead, or you can invite, do they still call it Arrowhead Stadium? Or you can invite the Chiefs into your place, and now you have the pieces, a pass rush piece to bother Patrick Mahomes, and a number 1 or number 1.5 type receiver that can help Josh Allen. I would love to see the Bills get Cooper Kupp.
Not the worst idea. My only question is, how much does he have left in the tank? It's clear that the Rams thought Puka Nacua is now the number 1 receiver. I had an idea based on their success with older receivers on the tail end. I would love to see Kupp give it a shot with Andy Reid and Mahomes. Kupp's strength is being able to play all over the field. He's not just a slot receiver or an outside receiver. He is the queen on the chessboard that can run every route when he's healthy. That is the key. But if you put him in Buffalo, you have Shakir as the slot. You have James Cook at running back. Can he stay healthy for 17 weeks